Hello, hello. So this is just going to be kind of a quick impromptu. I know I always say it's going to be quick, but yeah, I'm really not planning for it to be longer than like 5 or 10 minutes. It's just something that I was recalling that I really, really wanted to share. Sometimes I'm going to have like a lot to share about a few different things, just maybe be all over the place, a whole bunch of different things, and sometimes I just want to speak about one particular specific topic or instance or occurrence. And this is a topic that's kind of been recurring lately. And I was just recalling something that happened, and I'm like, you know what? Let me share this now. Let me get this off my chest. Everything happens for a reason. You never know. So if you're kind of feeling moved to do something or say something, whatever, you should probably act on that, especially if it's concerning safety or health or that sort of thing. So, I was just kind of thinking and wondering and pondering, doing all my cool research about different people's like realizations, like the moment that they realized they were in a cult, and just thinking, the different stories that I've heard and everything, and sometimes it has to be brought to your attention. Sometimes you just kind of realize it yourself. Sometimes it's kind of a gradual wonder, is this, I don't know, is it maybe? I don't know. You know what they say, if you have to ask. However, it's kind of hard for people to kind of say something like that to other people. Like, is that really the most healthy environment for you? Most, productive? Does it bring out the best in you? Like, that sort of thing. So I was just thinking, and it wasn't really that hard for me to identify this moment. In fact, I remember it really well, and I remember that was one of my tipping points where I was kind of just like, yeah, maybe it's time for me to pack my bags and peace out. So I was just actually sharing it in a group chat with some of my closest friends, and because I'm too lazy to go into detail about everything again, I figure I might as well just kind of share that story, just the instance of retelling of it. So if it sounds kind of like someone's leaving like an epically long voicemail, it kind of is. But yeah, it is a very, very serious topic, and that definitely was just the moment I realized that I was a cult member. So again, health and safety, always a number one priority. My mom was a registered nurse. I, have worked in healthcare, CPR, first aid, and that's like always my motto, like working with children, elderly, whoever. And the fact that I was about to compromise my core morals and values and belief just for the acceptance or approval of another human being, and other human beings that follow them, many of which I probably will never ever meet. Yeah, that was just my first red flag. So here's the message. You have insomnia because you got off work so late the night before and you have to wake up super early the next day for work. I try not to do that to myself, but anyway, like you can't sleep because you just know you're not going to get adequate enough sleep, so your body's still kind of like in overdrive. Anyways, I actually shared this video to not one, not two, but three of the group chats I'm in, as well as the Discord, and I think my family's in too. It's a really good video. If you get a chance, take a look. It's about an hour long, even if you have to break it up. It's so worth it. First of all, I love YouTube. I love alternative media, independent media, and Marva, I'm so excited and geeked that you're going to have a YouTube channel. I'm ecstatic for you. I'm so excited. We got to fight for our First Amendment and free speech rights, guys. But right now, YouTubers are like my favorite people. Like the mainstream, like entertainment, even journalism is just like,
hilarious. She happens to use David Dobrik, who I didn't even know who he was until my favorite YouTuber did a video about him about a month or so ago because of the sexual harassment charges. But I think it's just good to just be aware. Like, I had to ask myself, wait a minute, have I ever been in an environment or like a member, of a community or something like this where things like this were going on? I'm like, I don't know. I think you can never be too careful, and it just helps to be introspective, and just, you can only learn and grow. I had to say, I couldn't even be like, nope, not me, never me. It's very interesting. And I'm just sharing it, hoping that it will help somebody, and maybe if it helps somebody else, like it helped me, they can share it with somebody, it can help them. In particular, I'm just going to share one instance where I realized I was in like an unhealthy community. I remember I was watching a video about like mental health and emotional well-being and feeling your best and everything, and the person in the video was saying how that medicines don't always work for everybody for depression, or maybe you put on a medicine because somebody thought you had ADD, but maybe you didn't, or you don't think you did, or whatever. So they were just saying they just stopped the medicines cold turkey and they felt so much better. And I'm like, okay, wow, good for you. But if anybody knows anything about medicine, no matter what the medicine, it's not good to stop cold turkey. In fact, that could be fatal. I actually remember a customer service job I worked at, one of my favorite supervisors, her daughter actually committed suicide after being put on antidepressants, which is so crazy that suicidal ideations is a side effect of antidepressants. The irony, but anyway. So for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. Even if you think you might have been put on the wrong medicine, you have to wean yourself. You have to. And unfortunately, it's just a thing with like psychiatric drugs like that. The main thing that they're supposed to help combat is like they can exacerbate. It's crazy. Don't ask me how it works. I just know that's how it is. So after, learning of this and remembering and recalling this, like how this young 17-year-old girl, vibrant, whole life ahead of her, parents were separated, so she would spend some time with the dad, some time with the mom, and I think she spent time with her dad like in the summer or whatever. And which is crazy how you can do that. One parent can have the child taking meds and the other one doesn't know something, whatever. But it was so sad because the mom was saying she thought it was just maybe situational depression. Like, she did not like being with, the dad as much as she liked being with her. And it's some doctors are just so quick to prescribe pills. So I do agree there. I think it should be a last resort. I think group therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, talk therapy, homeopathic and holistic. There are just so many different ways you can deal with that and address it. Like, medicine should be the last resort, but of course doctors are like quick to shell out pharmaceuticals. So the poor girl wound up, she didn't like the way she felt when she was on them, but instead of telling her mom or anybody, she just stopped them. Had she told her mom or the doctor, they could have weaned her off safely. And it's just tragic. But anyway, so after I heard that person say that they just quit these meds cold turkey, I was like, I just read some of the comments below, and it was of lots of young people saying, yeah, I don't like my meds, I'm going to stop them right now. This is a sign that I need to stop taking my meds. And, other people kind of piggybacking off those sentiments, and I'm just like, okay, do I share this story of what I know or not? Like, do I risk being looked at in a negative light, or kind of being, I don't know, whatever, going as the only person to have something contrary or not positive to say about this? Do I risk that in order to possibly help save someone's life? I don't know. And I actually really contemplated that. Like, I don't want to be looked at as like, being mean or rude or negative or whatever, disrespectful. But then I was like, helping somebody and possibly saving a life when, sorry, if you don't like this comment, if you don't like me after this, you can kiss my ass. And I posted it. And I remember thinking that the fact that I had to go back and forth on whether or not I was afraid that I would be kind of frowned upon for a superficial reason, like just because I didn't agree with the person who made the video. It was a community where they were very, admired, almost in a scary way, that, it would, I don't know, affect my status in that community, but I had to. It was a cognitive dissonance, which is what she talks about in the video, and that was like a really tipping point for me, and that was kind of one of the situations where I realized, I gotta get out of here. This is not that helpful. Yeah, the video is just really, really interesting. Like, the research, the history, and the current research she does about, current online fan communities, it's really, really good. So yeah, I'm gonna try to go to sleep for 2 hours. Wish me luck.